Uy here today. It's time to retire some gadgets. Let me introduce you guys to my old friend, the iPad 3. So back in high school, I used to maximize this thing. We were required to get some iPads and I've gotta say, this thing was used 24/7. From making keynotes back then to editing some of my school videos, this thing was crazy reliable. I find it extra difficult to let go of some gadgets that have a lot of memories. This iPad was one of my very first Apple gadgets and it was really one of the main reasons why I fell in love with Apple. This video wouldn't have been made possible without my friend Derek. He's currently helping me upgrade by sending over some new tech which you guys will see later. So for everyone in the Philippines, Derek sells a bunch of Apple products. They also got some Samsung and even some laptops for that online class setup. I'll link his profile down in the description below and you can let him know that you guys found out about him through my channel and he'd happily give you a discount. It's actually really difficult to purchase Apple products here in the Philippines. I mean, the iPad Pro 2020 hasn't even been released yet here. As much as we hate throwing away new gadgets, tech is something that doesn't age well. The iPad 3 was good for a couple of years, but it did get slow and I just couldn't maximize the features that could have been done back then. One feature that I know I'll surely be using is iCloud. This iPad can't run most of the updated version of the apps already, so I can't activate those features. I'm a huge notes, keynotes, and pages person and I feel great to know that my work will now be shared across all of my devices. That's the Apple ecosystem. This iPad 3 doesn't even have AirDrop, that's how old it is. I still use this iPad though, mainly just to listen to some of my favorite podcasts. As you all know, a little spoiler from my desk setup video, I finally got my hands on the iPad Pro 2020. This iPad was a massive upgrade. I also mean it in the literal sense. I managed to get my hands on the 12.9-inch model. But wait, there's more. I also recently got this Apple Pencil 2 which was out of stock everywhere. So today, let me share with you guys a quick video on my transition from the iPad 3 to the iPad Pro 2020. Alright, so brief background about the device first. Again, this is the 12.9-inch model we have here. The model weighs at about 1.41 pounds. Compared to the old one at 1.44 pounds, there's not much difference. No more home button here. We are long gone with that. We now have Face ID. Well, my iPad 3 back then didn't even have the fingerprint scanner, so I ain't complaining. This iPad is powered by the A12Z Bionic chip. Professionals would actually say that it is extremely hard to maximize this chip in an iPad. The average user wouldn't even notice it. The only thing you might notice though is that there is no lag. This thing is absolutely smooth. So as you guys can see, when I'm shifting through the slides, you don't feel it. That's the 120Hz refresh rate working over here. This improves the feel of the product for us. Moving forward though, this may open up better apps for developers like maybe Final Cut Pro. Who knows? Design-wise though, this might be the greatest iPad to date. The old one actually had a round feel to them. Yes, they were thinner, but I do prefer the boxy industrial design. It feels more premium and this one just really feels dated. Moving on to the bigger changes in terms of functionality. First, for maximum productivity, I want everyone to know why they shifted from the lightning cable to the USB-C port. This port opens so many possibilities. I can plug in a USB-C dongle. You can actually use this to plug it into your monitor and rock a iPad Pro monitor desk setup. Comment down below if you guys want to see that. That actually sounds like a really great idea for another video. Anyways, yup, this port opens up a lot of possibilities. You can even charge your iPhone with this iPad Pro. For me though, I think it would be really useful for when I'm editing and I want the clips from the camera straight to the iPad. I'll be using a USB-C dongle and putting in that SD card to read the files in. So that is a big upgrade from the old iPad that would still have that old pin. So let me show you guys that old pin over here. This thing only worked one side and it charged really slow. It's a big upgrade from that, that's for sure. Now on to the actual pencil. Yo, brand new. Let's get this pencil out. What I love about Apple products is this pull tab over here that we can just pull to unbox. Okay, so we have the Apple Pencil here. The box, there's a pull tab to slide out as well. Designed by Apple. The usual Apple manual. And we have the pen over here. So that's the Apple Pencil. That is one sick looking pencil and it has a matte coating compared to the first generation. And one thing you might not notice from this video is how durable it feels. The pen feels very full, yet it's very light. I mean, you just know that this thing is gonna last you for a very long time. Okay, so the pencil is also flat for when you connect it to the iPad. So let's see what happens when I attach it on the side. So it says that the iPad is actually charging the pencil already. And that's the crazy Apple ecosystem. It's set up right away. Yeah, I'll just press continue and done. So let's put this aside first. So we're gonna be seeing a bunch of features for the Apple Pen in the new iPad OS. Features like scratching out the words so that you can delete something or writing something that translates to typewritten instantly. When I get my hands on the new OS, that video is surely coming up. But no drawing videos for me. I'm not the most talented when it comes to that. However, I do have a friend that makes great drawings with her Apple Pencil. I'll put some clips over here. So whenever you want to head out, it's perfect to just snap this thing on the side or on top if you're on landscape mode and just head out. My old iPad 3's main camera makes use of a 5MP camera. 8 years later, this iPad Pro has a 12MP camera. It even has an ultra-wide camera 10MP. We also have the usual camera options that we see in our iPhones like portrait mode, and for the video, from the 1080p we now shoot at 4K. Can we throw this out already? So if you're going to be taking a lot of photos and videos on your iPad, that's going to be a big upgrade. We also have a LiDAR scanner for the iPad. This is really for augmented reality, which isn't really a big thing yet here in the Philippines. But I'm glad to know that a lot of other countries have made this really popular already. I think the artist Causes Artworks makes a lot of AR to feature gigantic pieces of artworks around the country. I honestly don't think I'll be using the camera of the iPad that much though, because I'm the type to just whip out my iPhone and airdrop the photos to my iPad if I need them. Sometimes you don't want to bring out the laptop all the time. The iPad might be the best for some quick notes or viewing over some decks. Apps like Procreate, Notion, Lightroom really enhance the whole iPad Pro experience. Yo, the last thing I'm missing out on is the Magic Keyboard, which I really can't wrap around my head to buy, but I think that's coming real soon. Anyway, I know that I can also connect it to my MX Master. Let me get it. So yeah, I heard I could connect it to any Bluetooth mouse now. So that will surely be exciting to see if I can really work the same way I work in a laptop. Personally, as a heavy laptop user, this is a great test to see if the iPad Pro can really replace my MacBook Pro. Lastly, as I say goodbye to my iPad 3, one thing I won't be missing is the screen size. I've been more than happy with my 12.9-inch screen now, and I think a number of people who also own the 12.9-inch would agree with me when they say that it's actually not as big as people think. Alright, so whenever we're watching videos, we're watching Netflix, I think it's just the perfect size if you ask me. You can see the selection clearly, which is great. With this screen size, it definitely feels like a dedicated laptop. I don't think I can actually cover everything there is to know about this new iPad. I personally bought this new iPad just to increase my work rate, and I find it so much easier because of the whole Apple ecosystem. Yeah, I know that's the answer that everyone hates, but it's just so hard when your devices can't run the latest operating system anymore like my iPad 3. So if you have any other questions, leave them in the comment section below. I'll surely reply to them. I'll be honest though, I'm not a heavy iPad user. I still always am on my MacBook, but it's definitely a good alternative to have around. In terms of note-taking, I prefer the pen and paper, but a number have already transitioned into this Apple Pencil and iPad Pro combination, so I'll keep my mind open to that. That is what I'm gonna be doing for the weeks to come because I'm really excited about this Apple Pencil and I'm equally excited to start working. The thing with innovation is that you always have to be open to it to enjoy it. So that is it for this video. If you liked it, give me a like, hit that subscribe button, and ring that notification bell. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace out.